Welcome everybody back to another BOLDcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is One Piece episodes 35 and 36. Leave a like, subscribe, check out other videos on the channel if you want to help us out. You could also check out our Patreon, patreon.com/BOLDcast, to get 2 weeks ahead of uncut timer reactions or 1 week ahead of edited reactions, just like they appear on YouTube just a week early. Check that out, link in the description, patreon.com/BOLDcast. You can also check out our main channel if you want to see reactions to other things. Let's go. This guy.
He's just wandering around.
Hey, I'm walking here. Waving all the hankies.
Never been here before. I'm just following this path.
I want to see like a Sigma Giga Chad edit to funk music of him like walking past them and the beat drops like when he walks past them. So she made her own map of the island
And then wanted to double check
that it was good. Oh boy. She just gets smacked? I can see where she gets her wiles from. I'm sorry, what?
I wish this place just had a library.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh.
Child abuse is so funny.
It's just so nice.
They're so, look at their faces, they're so happy. That's not nice.
Ouch.
Yeah, they do things differently over there in Asia. I love how they're acting like this slap was so crazy when she's been smacked around by adults like the whole episode so far.
It's the thought that, hey!
That's really not nice to say. It's sad. You ever do that when you were a kid?
What?
Run away?
Not really.
I did once. I made it till like 3 doors down with a backpack full of fruit, and then I just kind of came back.
It's always the fruit.
Yeah. Well, it's just what's always on the counter in every situation with the kids that do that. They get your school backpack, fill it with whatever's on the counter and some granola bars, realize you have nowhere to go, and then just come back.
I like started to do that. I put like some oranges into like, you know, like you put like a handkerchief style thing. Like,
You made a bindle?
But I didn't even get out the door, I don't think.
Like a little hobo? Oh my god. They're gonna come back and she's dead.
Maybe they should start fishing. Like,
They don't have a boat.
yeah, just off the
Just
shore.
off the shore. Don Creek.
村の外れからここへ来るのが家出か。ほら、冷めないうちに。私たちがいない方が幸せなの。なぜそう？お金もかかるし、私のせいで村の人。遠慮知る年になったか。安心しろ。あいつもお前くらいの頃は有名な悪ガキだった。ベルメールから見りゃ、今の悪ガキになると言い出した時には、村中驚いたっけ。海兵？
Damn. Those were her words. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I'm a war hero, god damn it. It's so sad. Even though they're starving on the outskirts of town.
But we won't give them food. Thank goodness that guy's doing that and not another dude that we know. Otherwise, this might have turned out quite differently. Jesus.
It's too bad no one noticed till they were like a foot off the shore.
Yeah, those
boat,
sails are cool as shit. It looks like a fish. Like it's just cool the detail that Oda put into stuff like that. Like all the sails are arranged like that.
Oh.
くだらねえ人間どもよ。今この瞬間から今を俺の支配下とする。自分の命を俺から買うんだ。ガキ一匹5万ベリー。払えねえやつら。そんなお金払えないよ。でもうちは見つからないかもしれないからは見えないから。いくら出た？同胞よ。2500万ちょいって上出来。しゃー。10万ベリーで命を買わねばならんそうだ。10万。俺たち生きていけない。
Too bad they couldn't like start forging money.
犠牲者はいないことにいるならば安いと見るべきか。ルメールの家に気づかず帰ってくれるといいのだが。よし、引き上げるぜ。同胞よ。アーロンちゃん、親の端からケーブルにいた。
Was that Hachi who pointed that out? That motherfucker. They probably wouldn't even notice.
Cooking.
Oh, it wasn't Hachi, but it doesn't matter. They're just such cute kids. You're gonna arrive just in time to see her get shot. Oh, to be continued.
I'm not even excited for this ending. It's just too sad.
The next part's gonna be even
I wanna
sadder.
watch it.
Wait, I want to see the part with them. I know that's the exact part you don't want to see. I wonder if Sanji, when he shows up, is because in the live action he made them all food, and then Nojiko was like, I don't know what you're gonna make. All we got is tangerines, and then he's just like, I can do a lot with very few ingredients. I wonder if he's gonna make what she was just making. And then it's gonna make Nojiko like cry because it's like the omelet. Like he's just gonna, because he's such a good cook, he's just gonna come
up
to
with that same
the
kind of
mom's
thing.
home cooking and show, because he's such a great cook. He could like, you know,
recreate it basically.
Yeah. I wonder if that, and then it's just gonna be a huge, or maybe he'll
But he
make
just made
maybe
that
he'll
for
make
her
it for
every morning
Nami.
on the boat.
If something like that happens, there's no way that there's not like, I mean, that'd be my OTP of One Piece. If that happens, if something like that happens related to like what she just cooked, because they described like everything that she was doing there, like the duck with the tangerine sauce and omelets and stuff. I really like Nami's backstory a lot more here. I feel like it seems like there just wasn't enough time for it in the live action.
Yeah.
But here, I get the feeling like it's a difficult thing. It's very difficult because it's not as realistic here. The live action was more realistic. They were poor and it wasn't happy. Their whole situation wasn't this like, oh, ha ha ha, like laughing and joking around all the time. BELLEMERE was like, you know, we got each other. That's what matters. Like it was serious and it was sad, and they were happy because they had each other, but it was also like they were dirt fucking poor, and the town in general wasn't as lively.
Yeah, the town looked like it was also kind of well, it also made it seem like in the live action, I thought like the entire town
was poor.
Was
the tangerine?
Was the tangerine?
Yeah.
Like
I think that might be a change.
The town like was all about tangerines, and like it just wasn't like they had to sell it to people who like came into the port, whereas here it seems like she's doing tangerines, but then they were saying like, oh well, everyone can grow tangerines, so that's why she's poor, because she's like growing something that no one really wants to buy.
But that's kind of like, I think that might be a change in the live action, because I think a tangerine grove in a world where like everybody's seafaring is like a really probably not super lucrative, because, you know, it's still, you still got to ship it and everything, but like it makes sense that like that would be the whole village's economy, similar to how what they did with Kaya's place and all that. How like it was all about shipbuilding.
Yeah, they kind of like generalized the location.
Yeah, and they did. It seemed like they did the same in the live action with the tangerines, and they were just like you know, people working on this area, and they just were kind of lower on the totem pole. Because if they did own the whole Tangerine Grove, it's like, you know, people are dying of scurvy all the time, apparently. You know, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just, so the live action was very realistic with like just the way that they touched on the whole poverty angle, and like Nami was way more angry. In this, I think it's way cuter and more fun and wholesome and sweet and
like BELLEMERE is just like the most badass person to ever live. The one thing I don't like is that all the villagers are like, I'd rather die than see that family in pain, or like they didn't say that, but they were like, they're basically like, we're supporting this family so much, but it's like, she's literally starving herself so that her kids can eat.
What else?
It was so sad when she found, and then the fact that she like just like came in that boat back across the water by herself was so crazy. It was so sad. It just makes me so sad. And I like how Nami was like smiling too, and kind of like brought them. I actually really like that kind of aspect of like Nami. Like we see her as like a child, and she's just kind of being a little shit. She's running around the town being a brat, stealing things. But then we see her here as like a baby, and there's just all this like horrible, like everyone's dead. It's this big war and stuff. And then she's just like smiling and all happy. And then they both of them smile because she's smiling, and it's just really sad. I really like that.
Yeah.
It was really nice. And then I loved her getting told about that. Like, he's like telling the story of like, oh, and that was you. And I always love that. And she's like, oh, what? Like, cause she never heard this story before. So it's like a crazy plot twist.
Yeah.
When he's like, and then she like found these kids, and Nami's just like, I imagine her just like listening, and he's like, and that was you, Nami. And then she's like, whoa. It's just so, yeah. It's cool, and I like how she like didn't know anything about it. Mm-hmm. But it's also really sad, and I wish I could remember what that guy's name is. What's his name? The guy with the Geen.
Is it, or is it Gen?
Gen? I don't know. I like how Nami's just like, she would be better off without us, and he's like, oh, so you're starting to understand other people have emotions.
Gen-san.
Mm-hmm.
Next one.
I was also gonna say I do like how he was like made to be a little bit more of like a character and a little bit more influential in their backstory. Mm-hmm. Like how he did get the book for her and like drag her back to her house, and like she like ran to him when she gets in a fight with her mom, she runs away from home, and then he like picks her up in the town and like tells her the story and stuff. I feel like I really like that, because I felt like in the live action he was kind of there, and like he was like kind of like the face of this town, but we didn't really get too much about him. So I like here because he feels really connected to Nami. Mm-hmm. and like her whole backstory and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I really like that aspect. On to the next one. Mm-hmm. Let's go. Like and subscribe right now. Let's just feed the tangerine sauce to Arlong, and you know
what they say, the quickest way to a fish man's cold-blooded heart is through his sawfish nose. Why would they knock on their own door? She's just gonna shoot at him instantly.
Oh, what?
She just light a cigarette and then kick?
Oh my god.
She did.
Oh my god.
So she's a good cook, smokes cigarettes and kicks people in the
This
face.
is Sanji's real mom.
Oh, she even knows they're Grand Line pirates. She's a serious badass. Okay, Dio.
No.
Looks like Attack on Titan. What? We're gonna see where he got all those scars.
Wish they just lied and said like this guy and someone else were coming over for dinner. Oh.
It was on purpose just in case of this specific situation. This is exactly like Attack on Titan. Is this going where I think it's going? Are they about to reveal themselves and then get her killed? Oh no.
They shouldn't have said that. They should have just like waited to talk about all that until after the pirates were left. Like you could have just said if you stay hidden, then it will be fine.
What?
Why?
Look
Oh
at her
my
arm.
God. I mean, you're very honorable, but like,
Oh no.
it's too bad they didn't just like bring some more money. Oh.
This is horrific.
Wow. How do they expect them to make money if they're taking all their money and they don't have any boats to like go and sell stuff?
She was just there alone. I don't know about that. Is somebody gonna tell him that that's... Oh no, or is this when fucking Momu comes in and destroys everything? This is way different than I thought it would be. This whole situation. Guess that changed everybody's opinion about the whole fighting and dying thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is so much more sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like... Wow. Forgot that we were even ever gonna come back to this. I was just so invested in the story. Yeah. Zoro's just like, I would never do that. These guys.
を貯めていっぱいになった頃には1億よ。長かったけど、あと700万。今の私ならあと1回で稼ぐことがたった1回の後悔で全てが終わる。親父村のみんなも私もアーロンから解放される頃の底から笑いそうな気がする。
海軍がナミに何の
Oh boy.
How much did they pay this Navy guy again? Do you remember how much that?
I don't remember.
I was just wondering if it was the same amount that he's taking from the village.
ナミとかいう女泥棒は海賊相手に盗んだ宝をこのみかん畑に隠し、まあ相手が海賊めるつもりはない。だが泥棒は泥棒だ。金品はたった今すべて我々政府が盗品をすべて差し出せ。没収だ。
Sons of bitches.
Absolute garbage trash.
I don't even know what to say about this episode. It was so fucking terrible. Like,
But it was really good. But
Yeah,
it
it
was
was-
so sad.
awful. It was unbelievable. Like, so crazy. A lot, by the way, a lot happened.
And like it was so, like, I mean, kind of the same things happened, but it was so different.
There was some extra stuff too, like with Nami having her whole breakdown at the end where she was like, you know, if that's what a humble life gets me, then I don't want a humble life. Obviously she would go back on that eventually and rethink that, but she was just like so stricken by everything, and yeah, she just got so obsessed with money because the reason why her mom died was because they didn't have enough money. It's just fucked.
One of the highlights of the episode, weirdly, was like after when he killed BELLEMERE, and then it was like that random flashback of her like beating someone else's kid. She's like, Nami, you can't just, you know, beat other people up. And then she's like, but he said your tangerines suck. And then she just like,
I think it was just tangerines in general
Oh,
suck.
I
Like
thought it
that's
said
why it's
your
more funny. It's just like tangerines suck. What? That piece of shit. That was funny. Oh my god. And then there was this whole thing about like what they do after they were deciding what to do. And it's just made kind of like they wanted to save Nami so bad, and it was just made kind of awkward by the fact that Nami had like betrayed them. So then like it's just crazy to watch them all go from like, yeah, I'd rather fight and die than live knowing I abandoned a child. And then the child is like, yeah, I'm joining the pirates, and they're like, what the fuck?
yeah.
This little bastard, like instantly. It's just
And they
sad.
just kind of surrender.
Yeah. Well, it's just like how the steam has been just like completely taken out of them, and they're just like, oh well, I guess that's it. It is still an interesting change that Nojiko knew the whole time about everything.
I will say I really love that change because it makes me, well, it was also kind of like portrayed a little bit differently. Like in this, a lot of it was revolved around like, oh, did Nami even like see her as her mom or as her sister? Like the whole like family dynamic was like way more of a core aspect rather than Nami like running away to join the pirates. Like in this, it was obvious to someone who like really knew her how she felt. So like that's why it's like, oh, of course she would never like betray us this way. So and she's saying all this stuff of like, you know, kind of like, oh, well, if I'm just gonna die like her, and it's like part of that is true, but then also she knows that Nami doesn't just hate their mom and like not care about her at all and is gonna run off and join the pirates that killed her. So it makes a lot of sense in this, like given all the circumstances and given like how important the family is, that like that, you know, kind of leads her to just know because it's her sister and she knows that she wouldn't do that. And I kind of like it better because it shows how close they are. In the live action, it felt like they were, I mean, I guess because they were, but like they were very distant from each other, and they kind of had to like make Nojiko come around to them and like, you know, tell them all about it and stuff like that. And I like this reveal too, how what's his name again? Gen leads them there, and he's kind of like, yeah, that bitch finally getting what she deserves or whatever. And then he kind of realizes when they say that she has a bunch of treasure buried, he probably realizes that she was doing it to help them, and like what a huge mistake he made by misjudging her for the past however many years.
Yeah.
It's really sad. All these freaking Marines, so greedy, and they're like, oh, it belongs to the government now. It's like, no, it's gonna belong to you guys. You guys are just gonna steal it for yourselves. I do love that the village came to like try and rescue them. Like they were all fighting and got the shit beat out of them, and it made it way sad, like with everyone there, and just Nami getting like kidnapped as well is like another thing.
That's a big difference.
Rather than her choose, I mean, in the end she still like used it to her advantage by getting kidnapped, I think. But
in that moment, her getting taken away after, like, for Nojiko especially,
yeah,
like, you know, her mom just gets shot in front of her, and then her sister's just getting stolen away, and then the guy who like is really trying to save them is just completely powerless, and it's just like she is completely powerless, and that kind of like, she was already the type of person to, you know, live to fight another day before, but it just kind of works into her whole personality, like that, like, you know, I'd be okay living humbly with Nami, like I don't even care about paying the thing all the time, like I just wish that she would stay here with me. Like it just kind of fits with that whole thing, because like every time anybody's fought back, it's just things have gotten worse. So it just works everything with that. This was just far more, we were comparing it to live action last episode, like this was far more brutal. What do you think about the whole, like, I can't just lie about
I think I can see why they changed that for the live action and made it instead, like, they were hiding under the house, and then they got found out. That, like, to me, that just makes a lot more logical sense. Yeah. But then in this, they justify her doing that because she knows how pirates operate, and she knows that by this point they've probably already destroyed all of the boats, so this is just gonna keep happening, and they're gonna get found out and punished, and potentially the whole village get punished if like they came back and there's these two kids here, and then they're like, oh, all of you guys lied to us, we'll kill you all. It makes sense, like, given her background as a Marine, but like in the moment it just seems like, oh my god, what are you doing? Like, you were gonna completely get away with it, you know? I think the part of the reason, or part of the connective tissue, is that that's something Luffy would do, is like, I'm not just gonna lie. Like, Luffy would never, that's exactly what Luffy would do in that situation. He would say, I'm not, you know, yeah, I have kids, I have friends, you know, I live here with people. Yeah, like, if someone ever tried to be like that's the thing, like, it's like, he's never gonna deny that someone is his friend. Ever. So, like, if it was like, if you have any friends, I'm gonna kill you. And then he'd be like, trigger. Exactly. He's standing up for what he believes in. Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense. And that can also, you know, potentially be like, why in the end of this, why Nami is, exactly. Because he reminds her of like the most important person to her. So that I do like that, and it works really well. In the moment, it's just like, what are you doing? Oh my god. Yeah, and it creates an interesting thing with, like, you know, the fact that the person that reminds her of her Marine mom is a pirate, and then you know, and then also, like, yeah, that a pirate is more like a Marine than they are like a normal, like the shitty Grand Line pirates. And then also it plays into the whole thing with, like, Gold Roger. It's like there's so many Grand Line pirates and all these fuckers going around all the time. We're in the great age of pirates, or whatever it says at the start of every episode. And this is kind of the consequence of that, is that, you know, partially it's not just people hunting for their dream out there, it's people being pirates, and being a pirate means
killing and destroying families and, you know, extorting villages of money if they can't pay it up, and then just killing them all and taking everything that you can. It's Viking shit. So, you know, great pirate age, or great age of the pirates, or whatever it is. It might not be the best naming convention for that. Dai Kaizokuji Dai.
And I like how
the Great Pirate Era.
How BELLEMERE kept being like, oh, don't, like, I want you to enjoy this era that you are alive in. Basically, it's like, even though, I mean, what a horrible time to be alive for a normal person in the Great Pirate Era. You know, don't let that stop you. And then how Nami then uses that to her advantage of like, oh, if there's all these pirates around, they're collecting the treasure for me, and then I can just steal it from them. And then, but then it kind of comes around again, because obviously at the end she just becomes a pirate. Yeah. But is like feeling fulfilled and happy with her life. So that, like, that's really interesting as well, how it kind of comes full circle around that. Like, she's a normal person, and then she uses pirates, and then she becomes a pirate. And also what you're saying with Luffy being a pirate, but reminding her of her Marine mom, and then right now, the Marines are coming in to basically stop her from saving the village from the pirates. So it's like, there's good Marines and good pirates, but then there's also like a million terrible of both people, of those things. Yeah. It doesn't really matter what your job is or like what you're doing. There's like just horrible and corrupt people all over the place. And, you know, sometimes they come and ruin the village forever again.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens next time. Leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you then. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.